All right. Okay. So this is sort of a haul. It's not one of my main hauls. So if you see that, it is, but it's more of a public service announcement to Edmontonians. Public service announcement. That's funny. Anyway, I had been out. Just was it today is Wednesday. Basically, it's New Comic Book Day. I'm shooting a bunch of videos today. I had been out yesterday job hunting, and I basically was doing the old school pounding the pavement, walking around in the downtown core of Edmonton, basically seeing what's out there, um, getting a feel for what might exist in the downtown core um, around Rogers Place and the Ice District, and just in general walking around. And I left resume at a couple places. Now, one of the places I'm not going to mention it because I didn't ask them. And it's not really appropriate to mention it here, but another place, I had been looking around, and I did take a bottle of water with me, and it was a warmer day, so I had stopped at one of the local grocery chains and picked up a bottle of water and a dark chocolate bar. I probably didn't really need the chocolate, but just gotten back into eating dark chocolate again. I had for a while, and because I have a chocolate craving problem, I had given up chocolate cold turkey for a long, long time, and I thought, well, let's try white chocolate. But white chocolate has way too much sugar, then I should just not eat that. So I thought, let's go to dark chocolate and let's just pick the darkest chocolate that has almost no sugar in it. And I know for some of you that's be like, oh, that's like eating chocolate. That's like eating a coffee bar, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not buying them very much because it's like, oof, it makes you buzz a little too much. But yeah. Anyway, I needed a bottle of water. That was the most important thing. But I didn't want to just go in and buy a bottle of water. So and I was there, and I was down in the downtown core in what we call the Pedway here in Edmonton, and I ended up in the mall that's known as City Center, and I'm like, oh, okay, I already sort of had scouted it previously, looking for places. Um, and I've working retail is not my go-to right now, but if I have to, in a pinch, I will do that. But when it comes to retail, there are certain things that I will consider before other things. Um, I can do computer sales. It's what I have a lot of experience doing computer sales, but it's not my first choice. But if I had to choose between doing computer sales and working at a clothing store, I'm going to do computer sales. But if I'm going to, it's still computer sales was not my first choice. But it would be, I would do that before, like I said, clothing stores, probably not. And almost everything else besides working for Walmart comes first. So I mean, it's like, oh, be a Walmart greeter. That's absolute last choice for me. Period. um, and I don't care if Walmart sees this or not. You don't have the greatest reputation, Walmart. I know there's people out there who love it, and if you love Walmart and uh, you think I'm crazy, you can just write it in the comments, and I'll either read it or I won't. Anyway, there's a new place in City Center that does basically a store that does music, movies, and pop culture that I did not notice was there. And it's for those in Edmonton, it's actually where the old bookstore used to be in City Center. So if you know, you know. I wrote down the details, or I had the owner write down the detail. I went in, I said, this is new. I said, how long have you been here to the owner? And the owner, his name is Bill. Hi, Bill. I said, I didn't know. It says, oh, we've been in this location for 8 days. So he's been there 8 days. And I mainly went in because I saw they had comic books on the wall. I'm like, hey, a comic book shop. But it is not just a comic book shop. They do records. They do DVDs. They do all sorts of stuff. And I had a great conversation with the owner, and it's one of several stores that he has in the city. I'll show you the card. He said it was okay if I showed you this. So this is Revolver, music, movies, and pop culture. And I'll show you the back. Now, the locations in Bonnie Doon and the Woods still exist, but supposedly Westmount doesn't exist anymore. And he's also the owner of another series of stores. I forget what they're called. Sorry, man. I'm sorry, I forgot. But I was in there having a great conversation. He said, "Yeah, I've been in this location for 8 days, still getting things set up." And I was like, "No, no, just telling him how." I wasn't looking to necessarily leave him my resume, but we had a good conversation. And he says, "Well, I don't have anything right now, but yeah, we're taking resumes." And I'm like, "Okay." So I gave him my resume. So, but I had to look through his comic boxes. They were still in the process of setting up the comic books. It's like they had, like I think about half of it set up, and then there was still a whole bunch of other boxes that hadn't. I don't know if they weren't priced yet, or if it's like if you wanted to. I didn't have time to look through everything because I was supposed to be out job hunting. So, but I found a couple books, and that's why this isn't truly a haul video. This is more. It's just more of a shout out. Shout out to Bill at Revolver. Thanks for talking to me. I hope that this people in Edmonton see this video and it tells them, "Hey, look, there's another comic book store. Let's go look at it. Go look and see." So I've only picked up a couple books. This one in particular I had been looking for because it's the last one of this 5-part series that I did not have. Now I have it, so I'll be like, "Hey, look at that. Cover on that is odd." Anyway, I knew it was a little different, but it's sort of an homage cover to something. So, but first up, I'm going to show you this. They had issue number 40 of Out to Play. This is one of his 25th anniversary covers. So I saw this, and I thought, wow, that one. I love collecting the 25th anniversary covers. I have a few. This is one of the few I found out in the wild, and then the price on it is pretty good. This one, like I said, it's one I'm looking for. Price on this, it's a newer book, so the price was a little higher, but we got Marvel Comics Amazing Fantasy number 4 of 5, and it is this cover with a horse and Storm carrying Captain American type shield, and of course it is a homage cover of Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer. So yes, so I now have all that entire run, and now that I have it, I'm going to read it, and then we'll see whether I keep it. I probably will keep it. So those are the comic books I picked up. But something else that I have to mention, he had for $10 an issue of Amazing Spider-Man number 103. Now, for $10, and it had a really bad spine roll. It wasn't in great shape. The cover was detached, and the inside pages were still crisp and great and everything. Unfortunately, someone had cut out it was either a Marvel Val stamp or something else they had cut out, and it was cut out and it actually impacted the story. Like, so it had cut out on one side and it on the other side was part of the story. If it hadn't been for that, if it hadn't been the fact that it was part of the story that was missing, I would have taken it for $10. But I just couldn't do it, and he understood. He understood, and I really appreciate it. I still kind of wish I had taken it, but you know, if it had been just clipped out and it hadn't affected the story at all, then yeah, I might have taken it. But I like I said, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And but still, that would to be close to the issue 100, like that close to being there to having, it was tempting. It was very, very tempting. But I will only I couldn't I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't. And it's like too much of it. It was just clipped out, and it was like, I know some people they won't buy that no matter what, but that's not me. If it had been clipped out and it hadn't affected the story, I would have taken it probably. Even with it had the spine roll, and it was really bad, and a detached cover, but it was still the pages were still. They looked pretty. The colors were crisp on the inside and white. It's like I got home. It's like I should have taken it, but you know. So I'm up. If somebody out there wants that issue, or they're looking to fill their collection and they need that issue for their run, go to Revolver in City Center Mall, talk to Bill, and pick it up for $10. If it doesn't matter to you, and you just need as a placeholder for your run and you need it as a reader copy. There you go. Go get it. Somebody go get it. And make sure you take a look at the rest of Bill's store. All right. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day. And you probably will see this. I think I'm going to do this for a Saturday video. I think there was a couple other things I'm going to do for Saturday. But yeah, I'm going to make this one a Saturday, this coming Saturday. So today is the 14th, 15th, 16th. So 17th of May? Yeah, so you're seeing this on the 17th. I hope you're having a great day. Bye for now. Oh, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff.